A volunteer cheerleading coach at Boynton Beach High School is accused of having a sexual encounter with a 14-year-old student.
Yeah, the woman has worked at multiple schools in the Palm Beach County School District. CBS 12's Al Peffley joins us live from Boynton Beach tonight, the high school there, with what happened in court today.
Jim, Boynton Beach police say they are working to determine if there may be any additional victims out there. The school district says Cassidy Sodelaire, the woman who's been arrested, has worked at 4 different schools in the Palm Beach County School District.
Judge, I just think this is an outrageous incident. You know, she had the authority over the victim.
In court, the prosecutor expressed concerns about 27-year-old Cassidy Sodelaire being released on house arrest. The school district says Sodelaire is a volunteer cheerleading coach at Boynton Beach High School. She's charged with an offense against a student by an authority figure and traveling to meet a minor.
It's crazy. They shouldn't have the pedophiles in the schoolhouse. Like, it's crazy.
According to the arrest report, Sodelaire sent a number of text messages with sexually explicit content to a 14-year-old girl.
That's very disrespectful and disgusting to a student, and that's a minor as a child. And as an adult, she should not be texting a minor sexual messages like that.
During the investigation, Boynton Beach police detectives took control of the victim's Instagram account and posed as the 14-year-old victim. Police arrested Sodelaire in the 3400 block of High Ridge Road, where they say she planned to pick up the victim.
She shouldn't be working with kids. Period.
It's obviously completely unprofessional and unacceptable behavior. And beyond that, I think the district will speak to it, but this is news to me. I feel really blessed to be here, great bunch of kids and students, and just proud of the work we're doing here. So I'm real sorry to hear something ugly like that.
The school district says Sodelaire has worked at Boynton Beach High School as a volunteer cheerleading coach and as a data processor at Palm Beach Virtual School. In the past, she has also worked at Coral Sunset Elementary in the food service department and at Citrus Cove as an after-school counselor. And the school district says right now it has no indication of any additional potential victims out there. In court, the judge ruled that Sodelaire could be released on house arrest, but she can have no contact with anyone under 18 and no internet access.
Palm Beach County School District is taking a stance on a controversial piece of legislation in Tallahassee.
That's right. School leaders now just voting to send a letter to state lawmakers condemning the so-called Don't Say Gay bill.
CBS 12's Lily Ortiz was there when they made the announcement and joins us with how parents and students reacted.
Some LGBTQ plus students are being bullied and harassed in our schools, and a few opened up about their experiences of self-harm tonight. Now, this is part of the reason why school district leaders are against the legislation they say doesn't protect our students, and hope by sending this letter lobbying against the so-called Don't Say Gay bill will be recognized.
Hate has no place in this district. Discrimination has no place in this district. So I'm in full support and very pleased that as a board, we are on the same page about what we will tolerate.
The Palm Beach County School District has made it official tonight, all agreeing to sending this letter to state lawmakers, standing firmly against the legislation that is widely known as a Don't Say Gay bill, just hours before it comes for a final action Thursday in the Florida House of Representatives.
We are concerned that House Bill 1557, Senate Bill 1834 would undermine existing protections for LGBTQ students by standing as a barrier to teachers who are currently providing a safe, inclusive classroom.
The bill, formerly called Parental Rights and Education Act, would ban school organized discussions on sexual orientation and gender identity for students in elementary school. Their decision received plenty of support from parents and students in our community.
Having someone I could speak to made a huge impact on the way I viewed myself and my self-love. This bill will give students zero protection against these hateful actions, bullying, and harassment. This bill will kill kids.
Thank you for standing up for LGBTQ youth in the midst of the most extreme and personally upsetting attack on our rights that I've ever experienced.
And those frightening rates have been well documented and noted on their letter being sent to Tallahassee. The school district reports nearly 30% of lesbian, gay, and bisexual Palm Beach County students were teased for their identities, 40% endangered in self-harm, and nearly 35% considered suicide.
We think about loving all of our children, supporting them. These children need to have it.
The Florida House of Representatives is to vote on it on Thursday, and it still needs to pass the Senate before it could be sent to the governor's desk.
Today on CBS 12 News, we have an eye on your home and your family. Thieves becoming more and more tech savvy.
Yeah, just think about how upset you would be if you woke up and your car was no longer in the driveway. How would you get to work, get the kids to school?
I'd be really upset here. Almost all new cars are keyless. We use those remote key fobs. We get in, turn the car on. Police on the Treasure Coast warn, though, bad guys are figuring out ways to trick cars with phony key fobs.
Yeah, CBS 12's Andrew Lofholm in Port St. Lucie telling us why one truck in particular is taking more than any other car, but there is a low-tech way to stop this.
Danielle Danboyce tells CBS 12 News she's a Ford girl.
Everyone knows me as a Ford girl for sure. I've had 5 Mustangs, but I was getting pulled over a little too much.
This dark blue F-250 is the latest in her Ford lineage. It replaced her baby, this magnetic silver F-250. This picture was taken on the day she added the muscle to her driveway. A $75,000 platinum diesel lifted with upgraded rims, stereo, and more.
Anything you put in there, I put in a sunroof. It was just absolutely beautiful.
Last April, she walked out to her Port St. Lucie driveway, and it was gone.
I literally will never forget it.
She called police.
Literally said, you're the 12th phone call in the morning. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, what? Like, it's insane.
There was no broken glass, never a blaring car alarm during the night, and police say F-Series trucks have been going like hotcakes. Car thieves seem to love them.
Minutes. These are, like I said, these are professional groups coming up here. It's not their first rodeo, so when they get in there, like I said, they're using sophisticated equipment.
Richard Del Toro, Port St. Lucie Police Department's assistant chief, says it's impossible to say how each truck was taken unless it's later found. But when police busted these 2 Miami guys last year, they found a potential smoking gun, key fobs, and this tablet-looking device.
We caught a couple individuals back last April that happened to have this type of technology on them, and that's what really alerted us that this was even going on.
The key fobs aren't originals. Rather, they're blanks picked up on the secondary market. They had been synced to work in cars that had been reported stolen outside of Port St. Lucie.
How does it work to then reprogram these to work on the cars that they're stealing?
So again, they use the software on the tablet device to plug in underneath the dashboard, which then downloads all the vehicle information, which is then able to program these key fobs and basically clone them.
Sure, and it can happen like that.
Within minutes.
F-Series trucks are the most commonly stolen vehicle. More than 20 were taken in Port St. Lucie last year alone. Why? They're the king of trucks. There are more of them on the road than any other car, and they can be taken in relative silence.
It is easy to disable certain aspects of the protection systems that it does have, such as the alarm, such as the lock mechanism, so it makes it a much easier target for thieves.
As technology in our cars gets more advanced, there's a low-tech way to make it nearly impossible for someone to drive off with your car. A steering wheel column. You can find this online for as cheap as $30. As for Danielle, she's beefed up security at her house, adding lights and cameras around the driveway. And even though Ford trucks like hers attract car thieves, she's remaining loyal.
Yes.
Does that make you reconsider the love for Fords?
I love them.
All right, so here's the wheel lock here. It's old school. Now, I remember these back in high school. Now, I was talking to the assistant chief, Del Toro. We had a laugh about them, but he says they actually do work because it's one extra thing that a thief would have to get through in order to take your car that they might just figure, hey, you know what, let's go to the next car. Let's not deal with this one that has the wheel lock. Now, police also said they review crime trends, and if need be, they'll increase patrols in certain areas and send out a call to certain areas to warn them about a potential crime.
Thank goodness there's an easy solution, an easy fix for this. It's pretty inexpensive. Andrew, can I borrow that? I need that for my vehicle.
Yeah, you can have it. That's actually on the company's dime, $30. I think we should all get one.
That is news we can use today to keep our car where it belongs, in the driveway.
Yeah, really eye-opening. Good stuff there. Thank you, Andrew.